Our hero is around here.
No!
What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to the vlog. Today we are not going to be working on that. We are not going to be working on that, but we are going to be working on the S13. Now, it's been a while since we actually have worked on the S13 because we've been busy with everything else, but the last chance we got was doing this sick dash with Tiger, and I finally got it installed, got it in. Got the cool boss gauges in, still need to wire them up, but yeah, this is what it looks like in the end. I broke a lot of trim, so it's messy at the moment, but the interior is coming along. We got our D-Max button we picked up from Japan. We got the shifter we got from Casey, Tengu Supply, hit him up. And we got our sick Moon Eyes boss surround cover thing because it broke. But yeah, this is where we're at. So I have stripped the interior, and turns out the fire was a little bit worse than I first thought. Oh, fuck, where's the extinguisher? It's just a drift car, bro. But yeah, that was not cool. Another thing I did was burn the intake because it's titanium, and I got bored one day. Did I film it? No, but that's how it looks. But that's basically where we're up to with the 13. So what are we going to do today? Well, I shall show you. So if we come into the shed, we can see that we've got quite a few parts here that slowly been accumulating over the last couple of months, I guess. But we got oil, we got gearbox oil, we got coolant, we got cable for the battery relocation in the boot. We've just got one of these generic things and we're just gonna drill it into the boot. We got some of this stuff, always forget what it's called, but this just makes cabling look nicer because the electrician in me won't allow it. I don't know if I've shown this off. This is the ECU we'll be running. We've got our Haltech Elite 1500 that I got from my boy Hayden at HD Automotive. Hit him up if you need any Haltech goods and he'll look after you. Not essential, but we got these cool tow hooks from Japan. Ethan got me these, so shout out to Ethan. Yeah, we got two different ones. We got the Pink Star and we got the N-Star one. So Ethan bought a pair of N-Star and Pink Star and we traded, so we went one each, so that's cool. And the most essential thing to the car right now is this amazing piece. Now, if you own an SR20, you know how hard these are to get. Oh, look at it. Look at this thing. I have pulled this out before to have a look at it. And it's been sitting since. So this took me a year to get because they were sold out and they weren't sure when they're making them again, but worth the wait. So this is a Tomei Baffled Sump here. And the reason why I wanted the Tomei and not the Greddy is because these are made out of stainless steel, so they can take a hit, they bend instead of cracking, unlike the Greddies that is a cast aluminium, I believe they are. But these also have the rubber baffling inside. So when you're going around the corners, basically the oil sits in the middle, and the rubber flaps prevent it from sloshing, while also maintaining a high volume sump here. So this is an essential component for building a drift car or even just a track car, because high the volume, oil is obviously the blood of the engine, so a very critical thing. So the more you can have, the better it is. But when you have a sump design like this, which inverts out, it has the potential to slosh around side to side. So rubber baffling is key. So when you're buying a sump, be careful that you actually get ones with proper baffling on the insides. Otherwise, you go around the corner, all the oil goes to the left, and then your bearings here, they've got no oil and they'll spin. So very critical piece for a drift car. This is a budget drift car as such, but as you can see, that's been blown out of proportion with a few things now, but this is one thing that you do not want to cheap out on. You can cheap out on basically anything else, not really, but the sump is essential. So I'm going to be installing this today and I'm going to take you along the way. Not a fan of installing sumps because of how much work you have to do to the block to prepare a sump to get a nice clean mating surface, but we'll give it a go. Now, the first thing you want to do is to get your car up in the air on the jack. So we've done that now, and yeah, it's been a while since I've been underneath this car and I forgot just how bad it is. But regardless of that, this is our sump here. So SR20s have like a two-part sump type of thing. So you've got this, let's see if it'll pick it up. You got this layer here, and then you've got the bottom pan. So this is where obviously the oil is gonna go to, being the lowest point. So this is our pan that we need to change. I haven't done it in a car before, but I believe it is possible. So what we're gonna do is to grease around the area first, and then I'm going to take the bolts off and have a look, and then we're gonna have to clean the surface, which is gonna be fun being on the car. If we want to be drifting this thing in Japan, we gotta put in a bit of hard work first. So let's clean this up. So obviously being on the ground here outside with the wind blowing in the background isn't the best conditions to be taking your exposed engine apart. So what I'm going to do, a little trick, is just spray the concrete with water just to stop any dust from floating around and potentially going into the bearings and stuff like that, which is what we don't want when you are pulling apart an engine. Still not ideal at all, but that'll just be my little dust mitigation plan. So I'm going to spray the concrete here. Wet that first, and then I will take the sump off, and then we're going to be very quick when we do it as well. So not the best way to do this, but dealing with what I've got, so let's give that a go.
Show him who's boss. Whoops.
Oh, that doesn't sound good.
Oi, bro, these bushes look really good.
They're so there's so much rust under this car. Every bushing.
This car getting fancy new like shiny bits, meanwhile these bushes sitting here like, help.
You reckon they're gonna get changed?
Nah.
Exactly.
Not a chance. Willie, get this one. This is the challenging one, boy. Oh, our hero is around here.
No! That's a bit of a f***ing stitch up, isn't it?
He's a bit fat.
Oh, isn't it? It's making it to the head, so the head is being
malnourished.
Alright, so typical. We got one bolt holding it on, and it just rounded itself, so we are going to get the grinder out now.
Our hero has the quarter drive. He's gonna make it happen now. No,
it actually worked.
Let's go. Man. If he's really glued on there.
This is sealed on, man. What the hell?
What the hell? What's he got now?
We got here a knife, yeah? And we haven't got no handle because we don't care about that.
Handles are for kids.
Exactly.
You should have a handle.
My thumb hurts. Screwdriver time.
It's well. Got him.
Yuck. It's gonna take so long to clean out.
Clean out? No need to clean it out.
Oh, there's still heaps of oil in it.
Oh!
That's what 200,000 kilometers worth of oil looks like.
Yep, never had an oil change in its life.
And those are metal bits in it. Nah, just kidding.
Had us worried for a sec.
That can stay there. Alrighty, let's bloody clean this puppy up, hey? Now, the most important thing for this is to clean your surface as good as you can, so you can just get a nice fresh surface to start off and get a nice mating surface for when you put the new gasket on. And this is my least favorite part of putting a sump on a car, but let's get into it.
progress update.
Still stand by my statement. I hate doing this.
I gave him a new razor blade. He's sucked.
Beautiful.
It looks good. Look at him.
Done.
Done. Just give him a wipe down and she's ready to go.
Hell yeah. Alrighty, so this kit here, obviously it overlays. So what they've given you is 4 studs. So these are going to go into the base of the first part of the sump. I'm going to put them in finger tight, and then that way I can use them as an aligning tool. Then I'll put the nuts on after, and then that'll pull the studs in tight. So I'm going to get it to that.
Nice, man.
Use some brake clean on a rag to prep the surface.
You're welcome.
Courtesy of V-Unity Garage.
Whoops. Oh yeah, look at that. She's getting spliced up.
Beautiful, man.
I ain't never seen nothing like it.
I could eat off this if I wanted to.
I would eat off it.
Not that I would. Actually, you know what? Maybe I will. I'm a man of my word. Once I've said it, I have to do it.
Cut to the clip of him eating off it.
Ah, shit. What can I say? I just like SR20 a lot.
Is that so?
Yep. Best engine ever. And anyone that swaps an SR out, puts a different engine in instead, is an idiot.
I'd agree. SRs should belong where the SRs should belong.
Exactly. None of these RB losers.
Oh wait.
Waiters.
Hold up.
Waiters. Alright, so now we've got a good surface. This bloke here.
Yeah, you blow that out.
What did he say?
Oh my goodness. Look at this dude.
Put some rocks in it, maybe even. So we want to make sure that all these rubber pieces are intact, because once it's sealed, you are not fixing it. We've got grey sealant, black sealant as well is good for oil, but for some reason I've just always used grey, and I've always seen people use grey in their sumps, so if you know the reason why, let me know in the comments below. No, I'm just kidding. This is oil resistant sealant, so you need to make sure you get that, otherwise it will deteriorate and break down. So
You want it to stay sealed? Oh, we don't need that bit. Yeah, you mount that.
45-degree angle.
What's? He knows what he's doing. He's done this before.
Not my first SR20 sump removal. Actually, it is. Alright, so we want to lay a bead on the inside of the bolts so it seals.
Correct.
And we want to do a proper job with this. But don't go overboard, because it doesn't actually need to be too crazy.
There's some Japanese words if I ever seen it.
I'm laughing!
Oh shit.
So the biggest concern is when you're going near the bolt holes on the inside, and then you kind of want to go out into the middle again, because that's where it's going to compress out. Noises. Some people smear it across. Don't do that. Don't be that guy.
That's retarded, man. Wait, am I allowed to say that?
Hey yo, cut it.
Got a clip. We're family friendly here, boys.
Family friendly content. Psych!
Psych!
Say psych right now.
There we go. We cut him a bit higher up, so the juice comes out faster and nice and goopy.
That's what we want. Better volume too. Happy with that.
That's not gonna leak.
Leaks. Cut to the clip of it leaking.
Cutting.
The trick is to try and get a nice consistent bead. You don't really want to break it, which I've done multiple times already.
Should be right.
But you know what they say, not my car.
Hold up.
Oh.
Shake. Oh yes, he's completed the circuit.
Alright, full circle, but I wasn't happy with the volume at the start when I had the smaller knob.
Yeah,
so
smaller knob.
Gonna go around mainly the edges and also the inside. So I'm gonna give this an extra bit of a juice.
Yeah, dab him up, bruh. Yeah, no, that won't leak.
Huh?
Nice, man.
So make sure you put it on the right way. And be very careful not to bump it. Logo out. Because Tomei want to show this beautiful product off. I can't see it.
Up.
I'm lined up on mine.
Nice,
You?
man. Yeah,
Alright.
she's in.
Cool. I'm gonna hold it like this because you don't want to move that initial seal. You know what I should have done?
What
And it's
should
a
you-
very important step, is clean out all the threads before I did this. Just in case.
Nah, should be right.
Should be, but how are you so good with your fingers? Me with my Tomei Sump.
Yeah, I've done this quite a bit. The fog. Random leaf, just like, what up?
Lucky you put the Sump on, otherwise that leaf would have gone in there. Always check your SR20 bearings for leaves, apparently.
Yeah, leaves get in there, man.
It happens, man.
We literally saw real life evidence of this occurring. Fucking
Ugh.
nuts on him.
Some.
1, 2.
Ugh.
Aaron's doing that side.
Ugh. One more to go, and it's so difficult because it fell off again. Typical Aaron fashion. The Sump is now on. Just about to fill it up with oil, coolant, stuff like that. Skipped a few steps, didn't film all of it, which I apologise for. Kind of got carried away and just really wanted to get this thing running. So we've got gearbox oil in it now. Did the old S chassis trick where you can fill it up from the gear shifter there. Put the steering wheel back on, ran the cables for the battery into the boot. So now that has all been wired up, and yeah, now we're gonna put some oil in it and see if that Sump leaks. Massive shout out to James. He helped me a lot on this car. We've mounted the oil filter relocation kit here now. So it goes from the block out to the filter, goes down to a little oil cooler got hidden in here, which is actually really good fitment. It will this vent for the indicator will actually act as a proper vent, not just for looks, like half you WRX owners out there. And then it comes back up into the block. So oil's there. I did fill up some of it and I let it sit because you want to make sure that obviously there's a lot more volume in it, being a larger Sump, and also now the oil cooler lines and stuff like that. So I've put some in there, let it sit, and then I'm also gonna top some more up as well. This is a little trick that Johnny showed me over in Japan. So just get a water bottle, tape it up, and put it in, and that's like your little swell pot. So we get all the air bubbles out at the highest point. So we've got engine oil, we've got coolant, and we've got, not that you really need this, and we've got gearbox oil. So we should be ready to start this. A little trick you can do, because this has got the higher volume, all the lines that we want to fill with oil, is just unplug your CAS. So that won't be firing. That way we can crank the car, it's not getting a signal to fire. And then that should be priming the oil throughout the engine. Alright, so we're in the car. We are ready to go. This is very nervous. This car hasn't run in, I think, a year. I started it once when I first got it and it made a noise and we thought it was a turbo, so let's find out if it actually is. This motor could be broken. Alright, so we got the typical S chassis or S13 door alarm that the door's open. Alright, we want to crank this thing a few times, prime that oil. Starter motor doesn't sound too good, cool. Alright. Alright, cool. So now we plug our crank angle sensor, our CAS back in. You can also take the fuel pump fuse out, which I've done before too. Fuel pressure is, it's a bit low, 20. I wanted it at about 40, but let's see if this should fire. runs. Woo! This is crazy. So it's running a bit rough because it's got no map on it at the moment. So the new ECU that I've got, I haven't plugged in yet. It's just running off the stock ECU till I get a base map loaded up for that. I just wanted to start it, see if it ran. So it'll run, but it's not going to run very smooth. It won't rev, I doubt. But it is running. So as you can see, it's running a bit rough, but we're gonna try and bleed that. But the S13 runs. Oh, it's not knocking. I was so worried that it wasn't the turbo and that the engine was gonna be broken. She's a bit smoky. The fuel pressure made it back to 40. So you want about 40 PSI fuel pressure on idle, which is good. It's a bit smoky, but that's because it's been sitting for quite some time, which is expected. Considering it has no map, it's running really smooth. Like, this hasn't been tuned for the turbo, the injectors, the fuel rail, and it's idling, so that's a win. No leaks. Okay, so there we have it. The S13 runs finally. It makes some concerning noises. It's like hunting at the moment, but I think that's maybe, I haven't set timing, and it needs a tune, so when it's getting hot, I'm guessing that's what it is. But it runs. It has a coolant leak. Think that's the radiator, unfortunately. I'm gonna have to look into that a bit more, but it runs, hey, so that's a big thing. I wasn't even expecting to get this far in the video. I wasn't expecting it to run, but here we are. So if you stayed around to the end, I hope you enjoyed it, and you know the deal by now. Like, comment, subscribe, it does make a difference, and I appreciate it a lot. And we'll see you in the next ones when, you know, maybe we'll tune it, maybe we'll paint it next, who knows. So see you on the next one, appreciate it.